day's a miracle. Yeah. Every day's a miracle.
That's right.
Come on. Every day's a miracle.
Yeah.
Every day's a miracle. Every day's a miracle. Yeah. Every day's a miracle.
Hello, my friends, my family, and my fellow leaders. I am Caleb Jermaine, and welcome back to I Dream Everyday Miracles. This is episode 4, and today is a special day for me. I'm grateful for each and every one of you being here, whether you're listening to on Spotify podcasts or you're tuning in on YouTube. Wherever you are, please drop a comment. Let me know where you're listening to or tuning into from. Like I said earlier, I'm grateful to be with you, and today's a special day because it's my second birthday. Now, why is it my second birthday? Well, 18 years ago, I flatlined in the hospital after contracting MRSA. It's an antibiotic-resistant infection, and at that point in my life, the doctors told me they might have to cut off my leg to save my life. I went into mental practice of seeing myself running and jumping off that leg. I was visualizing myself playing with my teammates later on in that season, and when the doctors went into surgery, they didn't cut it off. But after surgery, I died. I flatlined, and I came back. I remember seeing myself from an angle that only in my daily meditations can I get close to. And I remember that absolute feeling of awe that only in releasing what I can't control and being right here, right now is close to. So today I celebrate my second birthday. And I want to share with you 6 powerful tools that I learned from that experience, from the MRSA experience. I believe each and every one of us has a MRSA experience, but it may not be connected to the antibiotic resistant infection that I had. Now, MRSA stands for methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. Now, methicillin resistant, MR, Staphylococcus aureus, MRSA. That may not mean much to you, or may not mean as much to you as it means to me, but this may mean a lot to you. The motion of resilient skill acquisition. I believe that each and every one of us has a motion in our life where we develop resilient skills, brilliant skills. We sharpen our tools in that motion of life. And it's our duty to use those every day in our life. I don't know what tools you've developed in your motion, but the tools that I developed in my motion, in my MRSA experience, I'm going to share with them today. And there's 6 valuable tools that I've been able to use in my everyday experience. It's brought me so much value that it has me today in front of you sharing not just my story for me, but because I have a reflective journey and I understand that you have your story too. And so together, let's dive in. Perhaps these 6 tools you're already using in your life, or they're new to you. It is my goal to share with you things that bring value into my life and my everyday experiences. Breathe easy, my friends. Let's dive into the 6 tools that I learned in my MRSA experience. So today, while I celebrate my second birthday, I want to share with you tool number 1, ODP, mindfulness. ODP stands for observe, describe, and participate. These 3 things help me learn to slow down in life and be present. And these, from time and time again, using these tools have provided so much value to my life experience. Now, where did ODP come from? It was before I went into my surgery when the doctors have given me all the drugs that were necessary for me to go into surgery, but my heart rate was sky high and I needed to calm down. The nurses sat with me and we did these breathing techniques. But before these breathing techniques, they talked to me about mindfulness. And they talked to me about how on the outside, many people look like they're calm and happy, but their heart's racing, almost like a duck that's under the pond. It looks calm on the pond, but underneath, those legs are moving really, really fast. So our heart's beating. And when our heart's beating really fast, it's not because we're comfortable. It's because we're afraid or we're anxious. It's because we don't want to be where we are or we're afraid of being there. And so we're in fight or flight mode. So before I went into my last surgery, and the nurses were like, hey, we've given you everything, but we can't give you anything to reduce your heart rate right now. Only you can do that. And so the surgeon told me the nurses were going to work with me. And when we got down to a good heart rate, we would go into surgery. I remember practicing box breathing and equal parts breathing with the nurses in the hospital at Santa Rosa Memorial Hospital on Labor Day weekend. I remember watching the numbers on the machine beep, beep, start to slow down as I slowed down my breathing. I was observing my breath and circulating my spirit through my body. And I noticed those numbers go down, and I was like, oh, wow, this is like a superpower. After a few minutes, I went into surgery. The surgery, they told me they were for sure going to cut off my leg. But before that, I was describing myself. I was seeing myself running and jumping off the leg. They went into surgery. They did not cut off my leg. I came out and I observed my leg. I felt it. I remember before I even opened up my eyes, I reached down and I felt my calf and I was in a state of awe. Whoa, we still have our leg. After being promised it would be taken away, and only I believed, only my mind could see. I remember my future. So I was seeing my future, and when I reached down and I touched my leg, I was right here, right now in a miracle experience. And that miracle experience has invigorated my life every single day since. Now, it wasn't easy bouncing back, but in my mind, I was describing, oh, we're going to run again and we're going to participate in life a bit differently because of this miracle. Um, I wasn't sure how this adversity was going to translate, but I knew I was gifted an experience in life that was golden. Lucky me, I had studied a lot of people who were game changers and impacted our world for good. And the commonality that many of them have is adversity, having adversity in life and creating an advantage out of it. And so when I was met with this adversity in my body, I was sure that if I stayed in it and I had the heart to serve and I kept my heart to serve, that it would be my benefit, it would become a benefit. And so I learned ODP to observe, describe, and participate during that MRSA experience. And the second tool that I learned was the power of imagination. The power of imagination, like I told you, I was visualizing and I was seeing myself healed before it happened. It's really important that we use the power of our mind when other people's reality are telling us that it's not available. If you see something in your heart and you can feel it, I want to recommend that you move towards it, that you walk forward towards that in your heart. So I learned a few tools: mindfulness, ODP. I learned the power of imagination, seeing myself healed before it happened. And there's a lot of science behind this. It's not all fluffy spiritual woo woo. There's science that supports imagination practices, seeing yourself in the future and interacting with your right here, right now experience. And I was able to feel that 100% in my MRSA experience. It's wonderful. So here we are today, sharing with you my testimony on this beautiful second birthday of my life. The third tool that I learned was the power of let go. When I let go, I'm reminded that I don't have to do everything on my own. I'm reminded of the doctors, the nurses, the teammates, the coaches, my brothers and my sisters who are all my teammates in life. And just like I helped them reach their goals, they helped me reach my goals too. But I have to do something on my end. And so the power of the let go was, hey, I don't have to do everything on my own, and nor can I, but I will do what I can. When I do what I can with a heart to serve, using that ODP model, using my imagination, the let go becomes a bit more easier. And I'm met with life, with the resources that I need. And in that let go, I'm not just letting it go in some spiritual woo woo, I'm breathing it out. In that ODP experience where we focused on the breath, I later learned that that is a down regulation practice that opens up our bodies to being right here, right now. It's a down regulation practice that allows us to get out of fight or flight and respond rather than to react. I was a very reactive being up until my MRSA experience. Yes, I had good intentions, but I would react in ways that caused me to say I'm sorry and not know why I reacted in that way. I had a mission, but I wasn't sure. I didn't have a roadmap to it. When I found mindfulness, that became my roadmap to my mission, my roadmap to being right here, right now, and maximizing the miracles of presence. The fourth thing that I learned in my MRSA experience was the value of community. Now, I experienced MRSA very far away from my hometown. I was in Northern California and my family was in Tacoma, Washington. And in my rehab, I was able to experience the community of Santa Rosa come to my back, come to my front and my side. I remember eating dinners with my teammates. I had a coaches, the whole entire coaching staff was integral in my rehab process from the early morning swims, later on in that December and January time to when I was in the hospital, a specific coach who was there every single morning, Coach Tubbs. Immense gratitude for you, Coach Tubbs, for when I was in the hospital, every morning I woke up, you were next to me. And whether you were sleeping, uh, whether you had a magazine on you, you're reading, you were there. And your presence, your presence, coach, your presence, coach, made a difference for me in my life. And I want to thank you for showing up. Coach Tubbs only knew me as an athlete at that point, but he was doing what coaches do, what good coaches with the heart to serve do. They show up because they see the light in the experience of the now. And so they provide resources, presence, avenues, tools to help that individual see the light down the line. Coach Tubbs helped me with that. The entire coaching staff at Santa Rosa Junior College, the entire athletic staff and the physical training staff, they all helped me with that. And I want to thank each and every one of you for stepping up for me. Thank you to the city of Santa Rosa, to my friends and family members who we're still close to this day. Thank you. Coach Wagner, Coach Tubbs, to the entire coaching staff, thank you. To Monica over there in the physical training room, thank you. This MRSA experience and the tools that I learned not only allowed me to experience the value of community, but it also taught me the tool of people over profit. Now, this is something that I've heard many times in my life, people over profit, don't, just people over profit, make sure we're in the service industry of people over profit. But in this aspect of my life, I was presented with an opportunity to gain money on the backs of my injury in the form of suing. I was approached from some lawyers and they talked to me about the negligence that the Santa Rosa Junior College staff had and how my infection didn't have to get to where it was. They presented me with paperwork and large numbers that I would receive of a payout after suing the school and the athletic staff. And then they also showed me a list of people who were in that paperwork. A lot of those people in the paperwork were the people who showed up for me. And when I asked the lawyers, hey, what are these people in here for? And what are the effects if I follow through with this to them people? The lawyers told me, well, it's possible they lose their jobs, they will restructure the staff. Uh, a lot of people are going to be affected, but remember, you are affected. And so I was like, I hear you, but it doesn't sit well with me. And so I chose not to sue with gratitude, and I couldn't sue. And I'm so happy that I didn't. And in a simple way, the MRSA experience taught me people over profit, not just value in the moment, but long term wise. I still get to see so many of these people providing value and speaking life and giving life to young student athletes. And I'm still connected to my athletic staff and my coaches. And so the relationships are still available and they're still watered and they're fruiting. And for me, it's a gift that I get to unwrap the rest of my life. Way more than any dollars could pay me. And so moving on to the MRSA experience and the tools that I learned, we have one more tool that I would like to share with you. And it's the tool of being right here, right now. Because, you know, no one knows when our day is going to come. For me, I'm lucky to know that I'm living a second life. Today's my second birthday, but many people don't get that opportunity. And so the value of being right here, right now, and the practices that allow me to be here, right in there, right now, consciously, physically, emotionally, uh, these are the most valuable things I've come to experience. For it helps me recognize and observe when my mind is in yesterday or tomorrow and not giving love to the moment that is presenting itself, not giving uh, just permission and openness to that who I'm talking to or being with. ODP, observe, describe, participate, whether I'm observing my breath and circulating my spirit, whether I'm observing my goals and running, describing how I'm going to reach those, and whether I'm observing the environment anywhere around me. It allows me to be right here, right now. And in today's podcast, I want to share with you that if there's anything that you can take from this MRSA experience, my test to testimony, adversity to advantage experience is right here, right now is where we can be. And there is nowhere else we can be. Our minds can be in yesterday and tomorrow, but our bodies are right here. Our temples are right here. How can we be best of service right here, right now? So in my MRSA experience, I learned 6 valuable tools. ODP, the power of imagination, the let go, do what I'm able to, the value of community. I'm not alone. People over profit. Suing always doesn't work out well. And to be right here, right now with the ODP mantra. Now, I want to share with you a bonus tip, a bonus tool that I discovered in my MRSA experience. And so we're handing out 7 tools today on this beautiful podcast. And the 7th tool that I learned was RON. RON stands for Rhythm of Nature. It's RON. And RON came to me during my rehab experience when my nurses prescribed me to go outside every day, to go to my deck and observe the sky, the trees, the birds for at least 5 to 10 minutes. And when I was able to walk, to go on walks, daily walks, no phone, just me and nature, and observe the reflections of nature. When I began to do this progress or this practice, I started to see the reflections of nature, the simplicity of nature, and how nature was just naturing. There is a gift in seeing the reflection of how the trees are trees and they get watered as they should be, cut as they should be, and they have their place. I love doing this listening practice in a meditation where I just listen to nature. And when I'm in the listening practice with Ron, I notice that the birds, the trees, even the nature of us human beings, the cars, the sounds, the lawnmower, neighborhoods away. None of these sounds are competing. They all have their place. And the rhythm of nature shares with me this: we don't need to compete with each other. We collaborate. We all have our place. And just like the breath serves us in that rhythm of nature, when we renew that spirit, when I renew that spirit, I am able to serve nature back in a simple way. And so don't hold on to your breath. Circulate your breath. Be the teammate of the universe in the most simplest way. The oxygen is the spirit flow, and the carbon that you release gives back to it. And so that's the sixth or the seventh tool that I learned in my MRSA experience. And I really wanted to share with you guys those today. Now, like I said earlier, everyone has a MRSA experience. Everyone faces something that brings them to the edge, but not everyone gets a second chance at life. I believe that if we can all practice presence, service, gratitude, and imagination, we will live a life a bit more fuller. Our communities will fill it through our pores, and our service will expand. Today, I want to close by leading you in a three-step meditation. A three-step meditation will allow you to be right here, right now, circulate your spirit, know that you are supported, and also that you're not alone. So wherever you are, whether you're on YouTube or you're listening on Spotify, please join with me as I start my meditation music. And breathe. 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 Continue to breathe. Invest that breath. And let it circulate through your nose, down your nasal cavity, to your chest, to your belly. Circulate that beautiful oxygen and renew your spirit. Now, if you're able, I would love to recommend you to hand over your heart and feel your heartbeat. And in this moment, breathe. Feel your chest rise. Exhale. And feel your heartbeat. And as your heart's beating, together, let's thank it. Thank the breath for reaching your system today, and thank the heart for beating through you today. Breathe and be grateful. As we circulate this breath, this universal spirit, we are reminded that this is the one thing we all share. Beyond our races, colors, sex, creeds, goals, and ambitions, we all breathe together. Breathe easy, my friends. Inhale. Feel your chest rise and expand, and exhale down to the pit of your belly. And now I want you to remember a time in your life where someone spoke life into you, tremendous life into you, for being you, for what you are and who you are, not for what you do and how you do it, but for the energy you bring, the vibrations you rise. Imagine that person speaking the life into you, or imagine that animal or that pet that looks at you with extreme love, no doubt. Breathe it in as your chest rises. Release that breath. Continue to hear those words of affirmation. The gift. For you are a human being and not a human doer. and are enough as you are. Breathe. Now, as your hands still over your chest, and we've thanked the breath, and we've thanked the person speaking life into us, let's be reminded that the breath chose us, and that we are supported and loved by others beyond us. And on this next inhale, I want you to remember an experience in your life similar to my MRSA experience, where you had to let go. You knew you did all you could, but you needed a little bit more. It was out of your hands. When you were met with the energy, with the resources that you needed. On this next breath, breathe in. Remember that experience. Feel that experience. Release. On the next few breaths, remember your experience, that emotion, the let go. Continue to breathe. And while you breathe, be reminded that you are not alone. That today, you will do your best. You will give all you can. And you will be met with what you can't and what you need. This 3-step meditation with your heart centered, hand over your heart, feeling the beating vibration, is a 1, 2, 3-step meditation of home. In my body, I am safe. I am safe with the universal spirit. I am safe and loved by the people around me and myself. And I am supported beyond my recognition by letting go and doing what I can. You can go ahead and release your hand from your heart and let your shoulders release and drop down a bit. Continue to breathe. I'm grateful to share this meditation with you today on the I Dream Everyday Miracles podcast, episode 4. This is my second birthday, and today I share with you 6 tools from my MRSA experience, which stands for methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. And I changed that MRSA experience into the motion of resilient skill acquisition, understanding that everyone has emotion in life that gives them adversity that feels like it's going to crush life. But through that motion, we are often met with an energy of resources that maybe shock us, maybe give us a new breath. This was my shocking experience, and these are the tools that I learned in my motion of resilient skill acquisition. And this is my service to you, my friends, family, and fellow leaders. May you live the greatest days of your life. Continue to breathe well and walk as you can. Remember your future and understand that your past is preparing you for your greatest now. And unwrap the gifts. You belong here. This is my second birthday, and I have the goosebumps all over my body right now in celebration of service. For when I had my second breath arrive, I realized something special was happening in my life. This is your time. Something special is happening in yours too. I look forward to being back with you here at the I Dream Everyday Miracles podcast with awesome value, good tools, and clarity that may uplift your vibration and help you unwrap the gifts of the present. I am Caleb Jermaine. Please visit my website at calebjermaine.com for more tools, music, and meditations. Drop a comment on the YouTube, subscribe to the Spotify podcast, and share this with someone who could use it. Share this with someone who may feel like they're going through emotion and they're not seeing the light yet. Be it. I love you guys, and I'm grateful to be here with you. Every day's a miracle, and that's what you are.
Dreams and limits we need to test. We all got things in the past. I can't forget the adversity I've overcome. It made me better now. I'm soaking in the morning sun. Feel like